Hello! So in this video, I'm going to show you how to go under the hood of WordPress and get into the code, or at least to know where the code is, whether you are a developer, becoming a developer, or working with a developer and just kind of want to point them in the right direction. This will give you an inside look to how to really kind of get in the grime of WordPress. So this will be really helpful. So let me show you where we left off. I have a WordPress site running at a domain that I set up with HostGator. I used one-click install, got it installed, and chose this theme. I have the 2014 theme running. Now, what if I wanted to take this theme and customize it? Well, hold on. First off, there are some real easy customizations. You can just click here, and without touching any code, you technically can change things like the colors, you can see, some of the text, header images, etc., etc. So there's some basic stuff that you might want to check out before you even worry about code. That's even what I would do. Like, if you can do it without touching code, great. But let's assume that you want to make some changes that are to the theme and a little bit bigger than just the colors and the images and stuff. For example, I took this 2014 theme and customized it into my blog. And you may be looking at this and say, whoa, that looks totally different. And yeah, I guess it does. I think the one indicator that it's the same is that I still have the green little, so you can see I left that part there. But essentially what I did was I ripped out the sidebar and centered this and changed some stuff. And it's also, this page is also the same. I customized this with a header image and centered some stuff and just changed it around. So there's really a lot that you can do by just taking the default theme, and if you have some developer chops, going in and making it really whatever you can imagine. So I'm going to show you just how to get there. I think some of the language that I use will be, if you've never heard or you never talked about customizing a theme, it'll at least get you on the right track. So let's do an easy customization together, and whether you have coded or not, you'll be able to do this and follow along. And it'll be a great practice to knowing where the code is. So looking at this, you're like, where's the code? How do I get in there? It's fairly easy to find. All you want to do is, when you're in the WordPress backend here, you click on Editor. An editor will bring you to this file here. If it's your first time here, it may say, this is dangerous if you want to proceed. And as long as you're just checking it out, you should be fine. You can proceed. But it is letting you know that, if you delete stuff here like that, you're going to break your site. So you do want to know what you're doing. But we're going to do this one together. So it brings you to the style.css page. This is a great place to be if you have any HTML and CSS knowledge, because you'll be able to customize the style, the CSS cascading style sheet, and change some really basic things and make some nice impact. So that's what this one is. And let me show you an example. If we wanted to change the font on this site, you can see that the main font here, it's like an Arial, right? It has it doesn't have feet, is what they say. And I'll show you what that means in a second. But it's kind of like this clean Arial font. Let's say we wanted more of a New York Times kind of style font, with like the little feet, and we want it to look a little more fancy. So what you would do is, in CSS, I like to go to the bottom of this file and add my own CSS so as not to delete anything above. And just kind of add it onto it. So again, if you know a little CSS, if you've taken an HTML course, that will make sense. But you can just follow or just watch along. So check this out. I'm just going to put a comment and put Chris's edits. And then I'm going to say the body text is font family Times New Roman. So if you know some CSS, you can say everything, the body, with these open and closing curly braces, the font family, I want to change that to Times New Roman. And so if we do this and update the file, then we can come to our site, and we're going to watch this font change. When I refresh, there you go. See, it's that kind of, like I said, New York Times kind of style, fancy font, which is like a Times New Roman. There you go. So that's just a peek at how knowing where the code is can allow you to customize that theme and do some really cool stuff. In addition, so this is the style.css file. You can see these are all the files that make up this WordPress theme. There's a few standard ones that you learn are always in there, like style.css is 100% always in there, and it's always called style.css, which is great because now you know exactly where to go. It's a convention of WordPress. And there's a bunch of other conventions. There's always going to be a header.php file, which is this one here. Oops. There's always going to be functions, footer.php. So a lot of these are the same across all themes, and that helps you know where to go. I'm not going to go into too much more detail about what all the code means. That's what the course would cover if we were to take the course together. But I just kind of wanted to show you a peek at where that was. So that's looking at the code, and that's cool. Okay, so one last little kind of view into this whole world. If you are a developer or you're becoming a developer, you can view this via FTP. So FTP allows you to log into the server here, and on HostGator I go to public HTML. This is all the configuration files for WordPress, but I want to get to the theme, so I'll go to WP Content, Themes, and I can see the 3 themes that I have installed on my installation of WordPress. So the one we are using is 2014, and this is cool because if you wanted to, now I could download a copy of that theme to my desktop, and I have a backup of it. In addition, if you get a premium theme or you create your own theme, you can, if it's on your desktop, you can drag it and upload it to your server as well. So it's kind of like a backdoor kind of way to downloading and restoring themes. So that's pretty cool. What we do here in 2014, I clicked into it, and you can see here are all the files that make up that theme. And worlds collide because that's exactly what I was showing you in here. It's the same exact thing. It just acts 2 different ways to look at the same thing. So this is the header.php file, and you can see that I have the same thing here as well. There it is. All right. And like I said, this is cool because I can download these to my desktop, and then I can even edit them in an editor that I'm familiar with, something like Sublime Text or something. Like that. Like a developer would. So that's just a peek, again, into the world of where this is going. You get basic functionality with a WordPress site, and it's pretty cool. But when you want to customize it, when you want to take it to the next level or make it unique, that's when you want to jump under the hood and learn how to access the theme files. And it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to leave it there. I know I gave kind of a quick whirlwind of the whole thing, like I said. So let me know what you think of this. If you want more, I can send you some more stuff and I can make some more videos. So good luck learning WordPress. I'll put some links down below for some other sites that you can go to keep learning. And good luck. Talk to you later. Bye.